I want to show you guys why dollar cost averaging is powerful and how some of that might look for you. So the first thing you need to decide, if you're not going to do a monthly investment, you need to plan out your investing. You need to be tactical and you need to be thoughtful with it, right? A lot of people jump in because they see Doge coins firing off, or your friend told you about this asset that's done 500%, so there's still time to get in and they'll do another 500%, right? And those generally don't work out very well. Rushed investing doesn't work. So when you have a plan for yourself and you're thinking a little bit about how much I want to invest, over what period do I want to invest this, and how many assets do I really want to invest in, right? Because there's 20,000 plus cryptocurrency projects and counting right now out there, and you can invest in all of them. And a lot of them will go to zero. There's a lot of altcoins that will not do well at all. Just because there's a good, looking website and, there's a lot of Twitter hype does not mean that a project will go all the way, right? So you need to be very picky. I say that you should have maybe 6 to 10 core assets. You can have micro holdings outside of that, but your focus, especially as a newer investor, should be 6 to 10 assets and hyper focus on those. So just for the example's sake here, let's say for our total investment, we want to invest $10,000, right? And out of that, we'd like to invest upfront 10% of it. So obviously $1,000. Now, if I had 10 assets, that would be $100 per asset upfront, just so I not establish those initial positions. You don't have to do an initial investment. You can just start with your DCA right away. But a lot of folks like to do an initial just so they feel like they have skin in the game, and then they start their dollar cost averaging. The DCA window is the next most important thing to select. So based on what I'm seeing out there right now, there's a lot of different metrics. We look at on-chain metrics. We look at a variety of other things. Generally, the bottoming process for cryptos is generally, at this point where we are, is somewhere between 5 and 10 months. So we're anywhere from a fifth of the way through to a tenth of the way through. So I would say anywhere from 8 to 12 months is a really safe place to put your DCA window. So let's say we want to do it over the next 8 months. We'd like to distribute out of the remaining $10,000. We want to distribute that, right? So let's go ahead and say out of this, we only want to have 6 assets, right? Because we just want to really concentrate our money as much as possible. So in this calculator, I can see that I want to invest a total of $1,000. I want to DCA $9,000 over this 8-month period. So that tells me every single month collectively, I want to dollar cost average $1,125. And because I selected 6 assets, $187.50 per asset. Now let's say I want to focus on less assets, or I want to focus on 3. You can see that I'm able to put a lot more money towards each asset, $375 per month. So, but let's just say in this example, I want to do 6 assets. So here's where it gets a little interesting, right? Because nobody can predict what your exact dollar cost averaging price is going to be. If we expect prices to come down towards maybe 20 cents, that could be really advantageous, right? But maybe they hover a little bit closer towards the 30 or 40 cent range. So you can toy around with the simulator just to kind of see what that might look like. But let's say in this example that I think that the average DCA price I'm going to have is roughly 40 cents. So I can see here that my total invested in this project, because I'm going to do this over 8 months, is $1,500. I should accumulate roughly at 40 cent average 3,750 XRP. And you can see down here with these targets that at an $8 target, I'd make roughly $30,000 for a 2,000% ROI. At target 2, at $13, I'd make roughly $48,000 for a 3,200% return. And target 3 at $21, I'd make roughly $78,000 from just an initial $1,500 total investment for almost a 5,200% reward, right? Now, let's say that my average isn't as good as 40 cents. Let's say I started a little later, I'm catching this video later on, and my average is 55 cents, right? Well, look at that. I'm still going to make great money, but the longer that you wait to start your DCA, the lower chance you have of catching any of those lower prices, and you're going to get more of your DCA at the top, right? Let's say that prices spend more time down there at the lows, and we have something closer to a 30 cent average, right? Let's put 0.3 here. You can see that now my $21 target is a 6-figure reward. My target 2 is $65,000, and my target 1 is $40,000. Now, this isn't to say that prices get there all at once or that any of these targets are guaranteed, and certainly not financial advice. But if you take this strategy and you plan it out and you look at all of your assets, pick your assets. We've got a lot to pick from over at cryptocharge.com. We've got a whole coin library with our recommended coins and ROIs, and we do all of this heavy lifting for you. But sitting there and making a plan for yourself is going to, first of all, take the guesswork out of it, take the anxiety out of it, and it's going to make you more profitable over the long run. I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you found it informative, you can check out more like it right here.